Hello and welcome to something a little bit different. Instead of your normally scheduled 18 WJTS Inform program, we will instead be airing the lifetime achievements of the newly inducted Historical Laureate, the late Robert Bob Siebert of Siebert's Clothing, courtesy of Junior Achievement of Southwestern Indiana, and produced by Brescher Filming and Photography. Please enjoy and thank you so much for watching 18 WJTS TV. Local people watching local people.
Dad was a student just up the street at 10th Street School. He graduated from Jasper High School. He grew up in this business just like I did. Mom and Dad and my sister Sandy and I lived in an apartment above the store till I was 4 years old. I was not literally born here, but I lived here until they moved. They built a house on 9th Street. My grandpa, Wilbur Siebert, was born in Tell City of all places. He moved to Jasper and started this little store in 1922. The name of the store was The Modern. It was just a single building and it was half the size. There was a hardware store in the back part of it. We added the boys department, the Squire shop. So we had Modern, Squire shop, we had ladies in there. So we've been able to expand and keep up with the Joneses, so to speak.
Well, Bob was very dedicated to his business and his customers. He treated everyone very fairly, from far away or people that lived right here in Jasper, Indiana, or Dubois County. He was sincere. He went through the hard times at first when he started out. It was his mom, Bernadine, and him that basically ran the business after his dad died. And they were both very good people, and I really enjoyed working for them.
They recognize you. Your name is the most sacred thing for you to hear, and so they always called you by name. It was just a pleasant experience. This is where I always went, and they sold Boy Scout stuff, and I mean they sold the real Boy Scout stuff. You made bracelets and plastic webbing type stuff. You got all your patches here. It was just a nice experience.
Well, I mentioned we had the Modern, the Squire shop. We added the Thread Shed, which was our jeans department downstairs. We added the ladies shop. Well, I talked to a friend of mine who worked for WITZ, Bob Boyles. Said, Bob, what should we call that? I said, why don't you just call it Siebert's? Because that's what it is. And man, what a great idea. Grandpa and Dad always thought it was best to carry good quality that's reasonably priced and do things like free alterations. There was a lady in a couple weeks ago that said, this little store is a dinosaur in today's world because there aren't a lot of little stores left anywhere that do the things that you do. And she noticed a lot of our tags have pre-ticketed prices and our prices are a lot lower. She said, that shows you guys are honest. And I said, well, we're not as dumb as we look. We keep that pre-ticketed price on just to show people that we are honest. But we work hard and we're fair. That's the way my dad would want to have it.
Treat everybody the same, even though you don't think they're the same. If that person comes in and he's got old dirty raggy clothes on and you think, man, I don't want to wait on him, treat him just as well as somebody comes in here all dressed up. That was definitely his business philosophy on that. They've had tough times when they started out, real tough times. And, he kept hacking at it and he always treated everybody the same. That's what I said. And I think that's why people kept coming back years after years after years. And that's why people are coming from far away nowadays yet. I mean, from, Ohio, Illinois, Vincennes, anywhere. They'll stop in one time and they'll come back.
But they used to have what they called stag parties. Bob was having one of those out at the river at his cabin. And so there's, several people there. And it's a party. We're out there watching films on the front porch of this trailer. It's a cabin. And so we're out on this porch watching these films. And all of a sudden, the porch comes detached from the trailer and falls down. All of a sudden now, it's about 4 feet lower on one end and everybody's like sliding to the end. I was drinking beer by then, so.
Well, Dad always said that if you have a business and you're fairly successful, you should give back to the community. And that's the way he was. He was very, very much community oriented. He was involved with everything. From junior achievement, he was one of the founding fathers of junior achievement. But he was in the JCs, Kiwanis. He was involved in everything. He would tell junior achievement students who were high school kids to be honest, to be themselves, and to work hard. Pretty simple, really, but those are words he lived by.
I had a trailer, a small trailer, and we built a rack on it to hold a pig, and people would come in and they'd guess the weight of the pig, okay? Well, somehow that pig got out and was running around the courthouse square, and we were running after it, trying to catch it, and that was quite a ordeal right back then. But he always come up with different ideas like that to, get the people involved to come into the store and stuff like that.
Been here 50 years, and I'm not going anywhere. My kids work here, and they're thinking, when is that little bald-headed guy going to retire? But I have no plans yet. I wish he were still here to share, not just with me, but my kids are involved with the business, and they would learn a lot from him. He's been gone 3 years, but he was truly a remarkable person. I know this is not about me, but anything I am, I owe to my dad. He was that kind of person, the best. When we computerized 30 years ago, that's when Dad decided to retire. He said, I wanted to go fishing more. So he retired, and it took him weeks to gather up all his things from his desk and all around the place. I walked him to the door, and I shook my dad's hand and said, thank you, Dad, for what you've done for me. It seems like it was just yesterday. But he said to me, Jim, just make sure everybody that walks out of this door walks out with a smile on their face. And that's still what we try to do. That's why we're still here after 102 years.